Hello, guys. I am Shane Davis, a 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with Yanzi Lin, and today is the day we are talking about crowdfunding in the mainstream comic book industry, mainly talking about the pros, people who know how to make comics in DC and Marvel Comics arenas. What if they decide to step forward and go into crowdfunding comics? This is something me and Yanzi do quite a bit. We've been doing it going on 4 years now, but there's a lot of people that have been doing it a lot longer. And one person put out this tweet, Jimmy Palmiotti, and it got a lot of people talking. Let's get into it.
So Jimmy Palmiotti has been doing Kickstarters for like close to 10 years, maybe. He does a lot of campaigns, especially with his Painkiller Jane stuff, I think, right?
Yeah.
Pop Kill was a pretty popular one of his as well. So he says here, something is happening out there, folks. I've had 6 professionals asking me to give them advice on how to run a Kickstarter this past week. I think 2024 is going to be the year where the new way of buying comics is going to be directly from the creators. And I'm fine with that. Right. So obviously a lot of people are hitting up Jimmy because they know that he has got a track record of doing comic book crowdfunding. Now, Jimmy does not really have any 6-figure campaigns to boast of, but what he does have is consistent results. His campaigns consistently are in the high 5-figure range. So people are obviously saying, well, you can obviously make a living with this thing. Teach us your ways, Jimmy. Now, one example here is one creator, Agnes Grabowski, saying, I do think a lot of creators are looking to go back to or sitting out in self-publishing, including myself. I think creators are taking creation into their own hands, and I am so ready for it.
So there's a couple of things, and I'm going to speak from my own experience in crowdfunding. Yeah, some people out here are making $1 million a campaign. I don't need to make $1 million. I need to just make what I made at Marvel or DC Comics at the end of the day per page rate or whatever. Actually, I earn a lot more in my crowdfunded books. Right now, you can go check out Inglorious Rex Second Chance, just crossed $20,000 on top of the already $260,000 it's raised. So the reality is I can make a lot more money working for myself.
And you own it.
And you own it. But I want to point this out to everybody. You could actually make less than Marvel and DC, $20, and you own it per page. Think about that. Is it better to actually make less than Marvel and DC and own it at the end of the day and get to reprint it years down the road and make your money back with other campaigns, which I'm sure Jimmy does? And it's more secure. Okay, right now we're looking at a lot of seismic changes in the American comic book industry in the direct market and ordering habits and customer reading habits. We did a lot of videos about retro properties kicking up in high numbers, like Thundercats, Transformers, G.I. Joe. What does that mean for Marvel and DC? Everybody that works for Marvel and DC understand that they can only pay you what they make on the book. And at some point, they're just losing money. And how much money can the direct market lose? How much money can Marvel or DC lose? It's unstable. A lot of these creators are probably being asked to take page cuts, things like rate cuts like that. Why not start building something that's stable and a backlist of IP that you own? Now, crowdfunding isn't exactly for everybody. Being a creative person, my job is a lot different than just sitting around drawing all day like when I was at DC Comics. You know, I have to get out there, I have to hustle, I have to promote, I have to move things in my garage, make room for fulfillment, do fulfillment, deal with all of that, printers. There's a lot of extra jobs you have to do, which does result in me drawing less pages per year than if I was just sitting around drawing at DC Comics. But I am making more money per year and drawing less pages. So there's that.
Well, not to mention the fact that at the end of the day, being able to own something is probably worth a lot more to you and your children. After all, we do hear a lot of stories about how comic creators end up in poverty at the end of their life. One good example would be Steve Ditko, wouldn't it be?
Right. And I think creators should have been doing this a long time ago. Bringing your audience that you have built up at Marvel and DC to the world of crowdfunding really just benefits the comic community. It's taking power away from the corporate enterprises that really have twisted the work for hire agreements to their advantage time and time again. Jimmy being one of them. I don't think he ever felt like he got a fair shake on the Harley Quinn stuff and Birds of Prey stuff. And that's just me guessing, but I could see he wants to make his own stuff. Now, What does that mean for Hollywood? That brings up another thing. Hollywood oftentimes takes comics to turn into movies. Now, that doesn't mean it's necessarily superhero stuff. That helps. But there's been Road to Perdition and Surrogates, which were movies based off of indie comic books. It is possible that the next Hollywood blockbuster films are going to be off of crowdfunded books. Now, is that going to be a year from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? Who knows? But with the source material being so poor at Marvel and DC right now, everything they're doing, it can't be repurposed into anything else. And we're actually seeing that happen with box office flops as they're trying to pull from more recent books that they've done over the last 10 years.
So I want to bring up this example of a quote tweet from David Ayers. He did Suicide Squad and obviously worked hand and fist with Jimmy a lot on this stuff. And he replies to Jimmy saying, maybe it's time to build something new, something that connects and unites. Now, some people may say he's just being all sour grapes about this because he never got to do the Ayers cut the way Snyder got to do his Snyder's cut. But I think this is very telling because this is still a Hollywood man after all. His most recent work, The Beekeeper, came out to critical acclaim. So he wants to build something new, something that connects and unites. So we know that in the recent years, people are just not buying the superhero comic stuff anymore. What does this mean? It looks like Hollywood may be thinking, superhero fatigue. Oh dear, how do we overcome that? I know. Let's look somewhere else with some fresh new ideas. Where would that be? Crowdfunded comics. Maybe we have creators here who don't understand their creator rights very well and we can try and swindle them out of some of their IPs. I guess, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, but I think a lot of creators know better now. And if it's crowdfunded, you basically own it. So the leverage is in your hands. If you go into a bad production deal or something like that, then that's on you. But at least your fate is in your hands. You know, I would advise everybody have an entertainment lawyer look over stuff. They can be found. It's very simple to navigate this stuff. Really, only Marvel and DC wants it to be that complicated for you. If you guys will hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. Also, please go check out Inglorious Rex 2 Second Chances. We wrap up the last couple of pages on this book and get it ready for lettering and pre-press and all that jazz. Why not go over here, check out the campaign, get yourself a copy. We have 2 books with 2 separate covers that connect to make this one cool image. I'll leave you guys with a trailer with this Monster Mayhem comic, Inglorious Rex 2, Heavy is the Crown.
Stepped on the scene, I got greatness all in my jeans. Ain't no way that I can slow down. I'm laced up, look how I shake the ground. Can't touch the crown, but you can kiss the ring. Close your eyes and see how I live a dream. I'm too smooth, MJ with the lean. Don't be fooled, I came through with the team. This is over their heads, how high can it go? I'm too over the edge, got my eyes on the goal. And we right back at it, keep them right on their toes. Look at the way that I move, this is all that I know. Cause I got the drive, I put it in gear. Line them up, I don't see no competitive team. If it ain't first place, we really can't settle for it. Listen up, get ready for it.